This is Patrick Murphy-Racey. I'm a Sony Artisan of Imagery. I just got back from Condo, which was out in Santa Barbara, California, at the Ritz-Carlton Hotel on the beach. It was an unbelievable experience. And they wined and dined us. We had all kinds of cool experiences. But really the most important thing I did out there was I got hold of that new 85mm 1.4 GM2 lens, and I got to put it through its paces. So that's what we're going to do in this video right now. So here is the first picture I made with it. Obviously the point of focus is right in here on the flowers, these purple flowers, and you can see the extreme lack of depth of field. It is absolutely, this is minimum focus. This is as close as I could focus the lens, 3200th of a second at 1.4. This is just outdoor in light, normal sunlight, but it's very, very impressive to be able to do this. These are the first pictures I shot of a person. This is a woman who is an artist. She does amazing work. She did this huge mural for us at Condo. It took her 2 days to paint it. And obviously in this one I'm using IAF. And just think about the proximity of her hand and the brush to her face. It's probably 6 to 8 inches, closer to the camera than her eye is, and you can see the extreme limited depth of field that the 85mm 1.4 GM2 has. So there it is, and the next frame shows the opposite, where I focus on the bristles of the brush, and you can see what happens to her face, because now I'm a little closer even, and it just goes all to smithereens. One thing to kind of really watch is there's not a lot of artifacting here. You just don't see a lot of purple fringing or other weirdness that you'd often see. This is pretty backlit, and it's real clean. These are a couple podcaster guys that were doing a collaborative, recording out in the lawn. They're having a big time, and it really shows. But the thing about this I think that's so cool is just the extreme nature of the background, how the bokeh is so beautiful. It's very complicated, but all these people milling around with all these different color clothing on, and there's trees and sidewalk, and it doesn't matter because the 85mm 1.4 just blows it all out. 2500th of a second at 1.4, bam, done. There was on the third floor of the kind of lobby of the building, they set up a big dance floor, a round dance floor in this round room. Had these 4 huge windows, and then opposite the windows and behind the camera position, there were 4 1200 watt LED lights with big octabanks on them. It was a very, very nice set. And you can see I'm shooting at 5,000th of a second at 1.4 here. Everything is just tack sharp. Anyway, this is a kind of a dancer series that I did. And these girls are not posing and holding a position, they're moving, which is why the higher shutter speed. I decided to knock the ISO down a little bit. So I'm at 3200th at 1.4 wide open with the 85, and the results are pretty remarkable. Here you can see, this is a blown up picture. I cropped into this one pretty heavy. This is probably a third of the frame. And just look at her nails, which happen to be in the same plane of focus as her eyes. It's just beautiful. Her hair, you can see individual strands of hair very easily, and the background just gone. And there's a little tiny bit of pink fringing here, but it's so minimal. It's just barely there, and it's something that I can control in post too. So this lens shoots super clean. I mean, it's really, really impressive. I really enjoyed shooting it. I hated to give it back. I had to borrow it twice. Once, actually, I borrowed it 3 times. I borrowed it twice the first day, and then lined up some more models and did some more. So this girl's doing like kind of a more modern dance, and she's flying around, and this is 2500th of a second. And the thing I want to point out here is that the plane of focus is clearly up here. You can see that her hair is sharp, and her eye and her face. But her toe is out, and this toe is out. So it's just cool to be able to use a lens like this that's this small and compact and still get these incredible, pictures out of them. Again, this is a cropped in photograph. This is probably half the original frame, 2500th at 1.4. Just pretty cool. Again, this is more full frame, I think, or a little bit of crop because it's 16:9, so same exposure. just nailing eyes all the time. I just love this, man. I can't wait to shoot this lens in volleyball. Um, she's kind of a breakdancer woman. She did a really nice job. Just keep your eyes on the eyes. It's just incredible. And this is her. She's kind of flying around, but no matter what she does, it just keeps the eyes sharp. Just to give you an idea here, just look at that. You can just see how sharp this is. And then, hair, all this. It's just, the fine detail is amazing. And look how here, there's no purple fringing at all. It's just clean. It's very, very nice, even on the black. So very good. Very happy and pleased with this. Yeah, she's jamming. This is fun. 3200th of a second. 1.4. Yeah, awesome. This girl was really good too. They had some really talented dancers up in this little studio. It was really cool, and you could just go up there whenever you wanted to shoot them. This is at 1.4, 640 ISO. Very, very nice, and it's just so sharp just to get in there and just see, the eye autofocus, so easy, just nailing everything. It's just really like going on autopilot, where you can just worry about content and moment, and that's what it's all about. Yeah, off the ground, 3200 at 1.4, 640 ISO. This is Elle. This is one of the first models I got to shoot. She was wonderful to work with. Thank you, Elle, if you watch this. She had these really bright brown eyes, and she's obviously got some really beautiful skin. This is just kind of pay attention here to the background, because bokeh is something that people talk about more and more and more all the time, and it is very important to kind of notice it and see what it's doing, how different lenses render the background out of focus differently. And I think the 8514 G Master does a good job it renders the background very naturally and organically, and I think that's important. Yeah, so this is where you can kind of pop in and really see how sharp the lens is. These individual, blood vessels are pretty cool, and her pupil is just, the iris is just gorgeous. She's got like 3 or 4 colors going on there. There's this really interesting thing here that's in her eye that I noticed. You can kind of see her contact lenses too. But anyway, it's very cool, beautiful, beautiful. Again, watch the background, see the background, how just it's like poetry back there. And as a portrait photographer, that's what we want. We want it to be just gorgeous back there. And this lens renders the background really quite beautifully, I think. Yep. Yeah, very nice. Let's pop in here and see. Notice I'm using uplight here, so the light is below her and coming up. And really, this is, a really decent frame. I'm at f2 now because I wanted both eyes to be sharp, and sometimes that's what it takes to get both eyes sharp when you're. This is minimum focus, by the way. Yep, both these pictures are like minimum focus. I think I cropped the other one a little bit. But this is a thicket, it's a kind of a stand of bushes behind her, and then the ocean's on the other side of that. And so these bushes are 4 feet behind her back. So you can just imagine they're just 4 feet away, but look at them. And you see when the bokeh balls back here, when they're more in the center of the frame, they're round. And then as they get out towards the edges, they get to a little bit more cat-eyed. And that's just the image circle projection going through the lens. It just, again, this lens renders things so beautifully, but especially when you have a beautiful subject like Elle. So very, very nice. This is at f5. I was out by the ocean. I was using a typical normal flash without high-speed sync. Just, getting some stuff. It was very overcast out there. It was unseasonably, not sunny for Southern California, which is weird, but still made really nice pictures and allowed models to open their eyes too, which is a great thing. So I really like this picture. This is another model. She was wonderful to work with. She had really black hair, but these really bright brown eyes. They were really light colored brown eyes, and it was fun to photograph her with her freckles and stuff. And this background is pretty popular. All of us that we're shooting these, we just love this background. It's so cool. It'd be great for black and white. And again, this is at 1.4, 2500. This is outdoors with a strobe. So I'm using all the lit pictures you're looking at right now are shot with a Westcott FJ200 with a 24-inch beauty dish. This is kind of it's just a great way to work because it's so tiny and it travels really, really easy. So that's why I use it a lot. And again, this is, let's just go ahead and zoom in here. You can see it only got one eye, and the other eye's, because her head is turned slightly, this eye's out of focus, but it's okay. I mean, I really like this picture. It's cool. This is her sitting in the windows that were behind the dancers. So, and this is outside on a porch, like a balcony area. These are palm trees in the background. The ocean's way back here in the sky. But all of it is just this big, huge watercolor, and it's so gorgeous back there. I mean, just think about the proximity of this eye. Like her two eyes in this picture are probably less than 2 feet from the edge of this corner of the building, and they're just gone, man. It's just so beautiful. So really, really like it. This guy was wonderful. He was really fun to work with. Again, you can see the kind of vocal balls and a little bit of a cat eye because it's near the edge of the frame. If there was another light that was here, it'd be perfectly round. And this is at 1.4. Yeah, he was good. He had great expressions, and he was really fun to work with. Here he is out by the station wagon at the beach. This was a cool LED kind of a art kind of thing installation that was by the entrance to the restaurant there at the Ritz-Carlton. And I just knew it'd be a really cool background. It was all lit with tungsten LEDs, and I just framed it up and shot them, and I really liked the way this came out. This is 1/640th of a second at 1.4 with the 85 1.4 G Master 2. Yeah, she was great. This model was also fantastic. You'll notice I'm at 1.6 aperture. I was trying to get both eyes sharp, but this one's sharp and this one's not because she's turned just a little bit to her left. But I love the light. I love the energy of the picture. She had a wonderful smile. And here she is again. This is, again, up lighting. So I'm lighting from below and then kicking right up into her face. Really cool background here with all these multicolors. Yeah, this is fun. This one, if you concentrate on just her eye, it looks like the black and white part of the background is moving. It's really, really bizarre. Just note that, like, you can see how the camera just nailed the eye, hammered on that eye, but look at her ear. It's gone. I mean, it's just fuzzball. And I just love selective focus has its place. It's not for everybody. It's not for every picture, but when you're doing portraits, it's really cool to work this way. A lot of people have eye autofocus now, but not everybody can do it from the side. And the Sony is just nailing from the side. Even further away from this, if she's turned more away from me, it's still going to work. So I really, really appreciate the eye autofocus in the Sony. It's just so smooth, and I just trust it all the time. I never worry about it. We found an open window. This feels like Santa Fe, New Mexico or something. It's just got that great desert feel. And she was really getting into it. It was nice. She was relaxed. Really like this picture. I think I've decided to make this the cover of the video. So we'll see. The red background, hard not to do with the red lips. So had to do that one. Yeah, this has just worked. I was just messing around, letting her do whatever she wanted. And it was very, very nice. All these models were wonderful to work with. When you're this close to LA, the models are really, really good. And it was just so easy. Again, this is minimum focus. Look at her ear. It's gone. So here's what the lens looks like. It's a little shorter than the old one, and a lot lighter. It has a dual focus linear motor in it, which is huge for sports photography. I can't wait to shoot basketball with this lens. This is going to be probably the greatest low light basketball lens ever made because it'll be fast and sharp. So I'm really chomping at the bit to get to shoot some hoops with it soon. 22.7 ounces, and it's only 4 1/4 inches long. So it's pretty neat. It still has a 77mm filter, but boy, it's cool. I really hope this video has helped you, maybe in a decision about whether you're going to buy the lens or not. I'm gonna. I guarantee you I'm going to have this thing as soon as I can get it in my hot little hands, and expect to see some basketball pictures probably in October. Thanks so much for watching. See ya.